Why are you single? Well, that's the question I get a lot, and most of the time, people ask it in a sarcastic manner. But either way, it doesn't matter how people ask it because some choices have nothing to do with people, your past, or anything of that sort. They have everything to do with you just being honest to you. Being single is a choice where you choose to grow personally as an individual. One thing I've got to learn is the fact that a lot of times we want to handle bigger tasks, whereas we cannot even handle single tasks. Being single has everything to do with also you wanting to discover and understand yourself. A lot of times we want to understand our partners. We long to discover their likes and dislikes, whereas we don't even understand ourselves. Now the question is, how do you get to understand somebody else whereas you haven't gotten to a point where you understand yourself? Because before you can understand the other person, you have to understand yourself first. I choose to be single. It's not a defense mechanism. I've had a lot of people go like, single people who go like, I'm happy, are either in denial or are projecting to be happy. But the truth is, when a single person says, I'm happy, that doesn't mean they are going out to project. It means they have learned to be happy with themselves. The one thing I've come to learn, and which is the honest truth, you cannot go and search for happiness in another person. You can only learn to be happy as an individual, and that's when you can also learn to be happy with other people. If you're not happy with yourself, you will not also be happy with anybody else. It doesn't matter whether you meet the most perfect person on earth, you will still not be happy. But the minute a single person says, I'm happy, that means they have learned as an individual to be happy with themselves so that they can also add up to the happiness in their relationship with somebody else. Being single and saying I'm happy doesn't necessarily mean that you're happy because you don't have another person by your side, a partner. It means that you are happy because you have grown as an individual, you have discovered your talents, you have discovered your creativity, you have grown also like to a point where you are emotionally intelligent. I mean, the one thing I've learned as a single person is that, when I just got out of my relationship, it was hard for me to kind of like give myself time to think and kind of like process what I want in a relationship, what I deserve and stuff like that. But the longer it took me, the period I stayed single, that's when I got to rediscover myself, what I love, what I want, and what I deserve, which is most important. So when someone says, I'm happily single, that doesn't mean they're happy because they don't have a partner. They're necessarily saying that I'm happy that I have discovered what I deserve, and I'm even willing to wait for what I deserve. And in this solo journey process, not only do we learn to be happy with ourselves as individuals, but we also learn to detox unwanted phobias. I was so amazed during the week when I learned that there's a phobia called Anaptophobia, which is the phobia of being single. And what happens is when a person has this phobia, they kind of like think that a perfect life is a life where you have a partner or when you're married, and the kind of love life or marriage they envision, it's mainly based on fairy tale rather than reality. So again, it's also hard for a person with anaptophobia to believe that a single person can be happily single, because in their head they believe that when a person is single they are worthless or inadequate. And one of the greatest gifts I have found through the solo journey is the gift of me spending time with me talking to me advising me reprimanding me, and also me complimenting me. I know that a lot of times we expect compliments from other people, but there's nothing as beautiful and as believable as you complimenting yourself with, and through your imperfections, you telling yourself that, babes, you are beautiful with your imperfections, whether you're thin or fit, whether you're yellow or dark, it doesn't matter. You are beautiful. So, to everybody who's been asking, why am I single? I am single because I choose to be single. Thank you.